Hi, my name is Nicole Schwartz, and I'm the product manager for the composition analysis team in the secure stage. So I just wanted to go over what we're planning for 13.2. It's very similar to the work that we were doing in 13.1. We have one very large objective for the year, and that's AST leadership. So a lot of our work is leading up to that. So the first thing that I'm trying to continue work on is product metrics. We have some issues around just being able to tell how often certain things are used so that we can better prioritize bugs. That work's ongoing. And we do have some existing metrics, and we may just need to modify them the way that they're being sent in order to be able to roll them up throughout the stage. And so I'm hoping we will there was a lot of rollover from the prior release. I'm hoping we'll get to finalize that and at least have better information so that I can best prioritize incoming feature request bugs and other stuff that shows up in our issue trackers. We're continuing towards the removing Docker and Docker. If you're still using Docker and Docker, please be aware that that's discouraged at this point. So you may want to work towards trying it without Docker and Docker. That will become the default in the future, and then we will get around to actual full removal. And we are continuing work on post-MVC of offline secure scanning for self-hosted instances for those that have limited connectivity to the internet or very restricted or even no connectivity to the internet. At this point, it's majority of license scanning tools that we're enabling to work in this environment and some certificate bugs, enabling people to use their own self-signed chains or self-signed certificates. After that, we're always trying to work to improve our performance, reliability, availability, and quality, which is related to high priority bugs, technical debt, UX debt, and we have a sampling of those. One that does come up often and we are working towards is enabling different versions of Java to be used. So if that's something that you've experienced, hopefully by the end of this release, you won't have that issue anymore. As I mentioned, the big push for the year is AST leadership. And that correlates directly with the thing below it, which is getting dependency scanning more complete so that it is its own standalone competitive solution within the marketplace. And if you didn't see it, we did place as a niche player Gartner this year. You can go to the landing page and find out a little bit more about that. And we're just trying to make sure that, now that we've excitedly placed, we want to continue to be able to place in future years, as well as just keep everyone much more secure. And this next item I do need to edit. We have approval to continue to call auto remediation. There was a period of time we were asked not to call it auto remediation, but based on the way that things are being used, or that terminology is being used within our industry in the competitive space, we are planning to pretty much match or beat all of the functionality that's out there. So we have approval to go back to using that terminology, even though it's not exactly precise. And finally, we've got a little bit more license scanning and container scanning work. These are low priority, and I am trying to deprioritize and do less work so that we can focus more on the work above it and get these below the cutoff point. But we're tying up the tail end of some specific issues, such as being able to scan multiple containers, finishing up the renames, and a couple other bug fix and usability improvements. So as that tails off, we'll be concentrating only on bugs and deprioritizing any of that work. If you do have feature requests or bug requests, please do submit them. If we have a lot of people who are experiencing those issues, things will still get prioritized. They're just going to be a very slow trickle throughout the year, as we will not be changing the state of them to complete within this year. So they're going to be maintaining viability, but I still do want to hear what you have to say, what things you want to see, or what problems you're experiencing, so that I can fit those in as we have time, or if a lot of people are experiencing them. So right now, There isn't really any big bang features. We're concentrating on backend items, usability fixes, bug fixes, performance, adding some languages, adding bots. So hopefully you'll be able to see these improvements coming through, not in the form of new features, but just in stability and usability. Thanks.